a technique to help us clear out our inner subtle system, and it enhances our meditative experience. So we basically take a tub of water and put some salt in it, and we meditate with our feet in the water, like you see in the picture. We do this for about 15-20 minutes, and then we rinse off our feet in the tub and take it out, and then we dispose the water in the toilet and come back and continue meditating afterwards. So this is in the side room. This is the typical protocol. So if you don't have this set up today, that's no problem. You can just meditate along. It's meditation anyway. So and next time, if you're able to have the Footsoak set up, that would be great. I think Andrea was asking if she can go back to the main room.
I think Andrea, he joined last time as well and did Footsoak meditation. So, do you really want to go to main room, or any confusion? Please let us know.
The main room will be just the same introduction as always.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I'll take care of it. Sudeep, you can go ahead.
Okay. Anybody else who's joining now for the first time, joining the side room for the first time?
1 minute, Sudeep. What is after the Footsoak? Like, what is the next step? So I understand.
So after the Footsoak, we continue meditating. We'll play a talk from Srimataji. I think today's is about 10 or 15 minutes long. And then we get back to meditation. So it's basically guided meditation all along, interspersed with a speech and yeah, that's
okay. Okay, Sudeep and Rahul, actually, can I go back to the main room? Because the thing is, I don't have the Footsoak set up here. So maybe I can just go back to the main room for this time, and I can come back next time to the...
if you want to do that, yeah, that's fine. Although you don't have to have the Footsoak to join this session. You can certainly meditate along. But if you feel like going back to the main room...
Yeah, because for 15 minutes, I will just be staring at the wall. So, let me just go back there. You know what I mean?
Actually, so even with the Footsoak, it is meditation itself. It's just that our feet will be in water, or it won't. But if you feel like going back, that's totally fine.
Please.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so whoever wants to go to main room, you can just leave room and you will see the option of leave breakout rooms. Then you will be in my main room. Yes.
Let me try that.
Yeah.
So we'll start in a couple of minutes. So I can start by introducing myself for that. So once again, my name is Sudeep Hegde. I live in a small town called Clemson in South Carolina in the US. I work at Clemson University as an assistant professor of industrial engineering. And I've been practicing Sahaja Yoga since 2008. And I've been involved with this online meditation series now for, I think, more than 2 years. So I think the pandemic brought us all together through this medium. It used to be all in-person sessions before, but it's actually become a great way to connect with people and fellow meditators across the country, across the world. So, I'm glad to have you all again here, and look forward to today's meditation. So we also try to have a theme for each session in the side room, because as you're aware by now, we have a subtle system within us beyond the physical body, which consists of different chakras or centers, as well as these energy channels known as nadis. And each center has its own set of qualities. Um, and each nadi also governs a specific aspect of our being, like the past, the future, and the present. So depending on what we need for our own balance, we can learn to be sensitive to our chakras and our nadis and respond to it accordingly. Um, and so and we also pay specific attention to these chakras to develop them in us. So we might, for instance, focus on the first center, the Muladhara chakra, in one session, or the Swadhisthana in another session. So today's theme is what's known as the Bhavsagara, or the void, the region that you see in the green circle around the third center. And so we'll talk about the qualities of the center through this session today. So I think we're at the point where we can start. Give me just 1 second. Just need to take care of something here. So we typically start any meditation session by raising the Kundalini, the subtle energy within us, from the base of the spine all the way up above the head. So we'll do that through these motions like this. So the left hand simply comes up and the right hand wraps around it. So we start at the bottom of the spine and we bring it up slowly like this. We bring it up over the head and tie a knot. So we'll do this 3 times. Slowly move the hand up, bring it up, and the second time we tie 2 knots. Same thing, third time. This time we tie 3 knots. So this is the first step where we raise the energy above the 7th center, above the head. Then we balance the 2 sides. We bring the energy of the left to the right and the right to the left, using only the right hand. So we bring the right hand near the left hip and then raise the left hand, arch it over the head, bring it all the way down to the right, and then retrace that path, raising the energy of the right arch back all the way down the left. So this is called a bandhan. We just did the balancing at the level of the first center, the first chakra. There are 7 main chakras, so we'll do this 6 more times. So the movement of the hand is basically guiding the attention and the flow of energy in our system. And now, what we're going to do is we will vibrate the water and the salt using the flow of energy from the right hand. So we'll just move the right hand like this in clockwise motions over the water. Can keep our attention at the top of the head. And we can sort of make a prayer. Let the quality of the ocean, the quality of the sea, manifest in this instrument so that it may absorb and cleanse my system. And now we can put both our feet in the water. Let's take a few deep breaths. Allow the attention to settle down. And let's become aware of our vibrational state. So let's see how we are feeling on our hands, on our fingertips, around the palms. What is the state of our thoughts, our emotions? How silent do we feel from inside? Are we maybe able to feel some flow already in the hands, on the head? So let's bring our attention to the vibrational state. And you might notice some differences between the left hand and the right hand. Perhaps one feels a little heavier than the other, or a little warmer than the other. Some tingling in a few places. And it's okay if you're not feeling it either. So we're going to use the elements to help clear our system and balance ourselves. We'll put the right hand towards the earth. And let's feel a connection with Mother Earth. Let's feel that humble gratitude to her for all the nourishment, the protection that she provides. Ancient peoples all over the world, including the Native Americans, worshipped Mother Nature and Mother Earth. They acknowledged the living spirit that pervaded all of creation, including Mother Earth. So let's feel that connection. And now we humbly ask Mother Earth, please take away anything that is weighing down my left side, my left energy channel. Please absorb any heaviness, any negativity from my past, from my subconscious. I surrender these to you. And let my innocence be awakened. The earth element is also closely associated with the first chakra, the Muladhara. The quality of the Muladhara is innocence. Let my innocence be enlightened. Let me be childlike and joyful, free of any fear, free of any overthinking, cunningness, doubt. And let that innate wisdom be awakened in me that guides all my thoughts, actions, words. The Muladhara is also the root of the left energy channel, the Ida Nadi. So when our Muladhara clears out, the left channel also clears out. And notice if you're able to feel a difference on the left hand. Is there, do you feel more coolness, more lightness, or some difference from before? Any of this is an indication of that clearing that is happening on this channel. We bring the right hand back on our lap. We raise the left hand towards the sky, just bending at the elbow. And palm facing backward. The right hand rests open on the lap. And now we appeal to the air and the ether elements to take away all the excess heat on the right energy channel. The heat that is produced because of our conscious, mental, physical activities. The right side is the side of conscious activity and develops into the ego in the brain. And when we are identified with our actions, our thoughts, our words, there is an ego identification. It creates an agitation, a heat in the body. So we simply become aware of ourselves, surrender to the elements, allow the heat to escape. Let our attention cool down. Let it become more stable, more settled. And let it go deeper from the material level to the spirit. We can also say, I am not the doer. I'm free of this identification with actions and words and thoughts. I am the pure, silent spirit, witnessing the play of life. You can bring the hand down. You can place the right hand on the stomach, just above the navel, and slowly move the hand around the abdomen in a clockwise manner. So from the top to the left, to the bottom, to the right, and back. This is the void region. This is where the Guru principle is established in us. This is where we gain mastery to go beyond the gross, beyond the material, beyond the illusory into reality. So we can say, let my Guru principle be enlightened. Let all impurity, all falsehood in my knowledge be removed. Let my Guru principle be enlightened. And bring back the hand on our lap. Keep our attention at the top of our head. If you're still having thoughts, if you feel you could become more silent, you can always put your right hand across the forehead and just say, I forgive everyone, I forgive myself. Just push on the sides, just press near the temples gently. Bend the head down. Say, I forgive every thought. I am forgiveness itself. Also place the right hand behind the head. Bend the head backward. And say, please forgive me if I have made any mistakes. Please forgive me. And bring back the hand. Now we can rinse off our feet one by one. We'll conclude the foot soak part of this session. You can take the water and dispose it and come back. So we'll meet back in a couple of minutes. So let's Just continue to sit in silence. It's always helpful to bring our attention just over the head. So, as I mentioned earlier, we will focus on the region of our subtle system where the Guru principle is established in us, the void, also known as the Bhavasagara. So, Bhavasagara literally translates to the ocean of illusion. And as we develop our mastery, our self mastery, we are basically transcending and crossing this ocean of illusion. It is not uh, it's not an identification with the self. It is not the ego that does this, but it is actually our own kundalini that rises from the base of the spine and slowly brings our awareness to the spirit, and then brings the spirit uh, in connection with the all-pervading reality all around us that is limitless. So we will listen to a speech by Sri Mataji where she talks about one of the aspects of the Guru principle, which is self-discipline. So it is very spontaneous and quite easy, in a sense, to get our self-realization now with the advent of Sahaj Yoga. So the initial strands of the Kundalini come up quite readily, and we can feel it. But how do we sustain it? How do we grow in it? What does it mean to grow deeper? And for that, first of all, regular meditation is important, but it is also important to introspect and have a sense of discipline. And so Sri Mataji talks about the importance of this in developing our Guru principle. So let's listen to the talk.
So there are two types of meditation, two types, where one is the meditation where we can call it the antarmana, that we meditate inside ourselves, to see for ourselves what's wrong with us and how we have to correct, what we have to do about it. And another is bahirmana, is outside. How we have to live outside. You have to have a discipline which is not imposed on you, but very happily which you have accepted and have imbibed. For any art, say in India, I don't know here, but you have to put yourself into a rigorous training to achieve any height. You cannot haphazardly move about it. You cannot take just easily everything. In Sahaja Yoga, there is no tapascharya, there is no penance for you. It's all blessings. But one should not get lost with those blessings if you have to really get into yourself in its full depth. So for the antarmana, it is important that you all should meditate morning and evening every day. Is all right even if you do not brush your teeth, but you must meditate. It's an important thing. That is the reason I find that in the West people go on catching, again cleaning, again catching. Every time I find somebody is suffering from either for some sort of a conditioning or say some sort of a badha, or sometimes it's ego or something. It comes and goes. It is not something that is detached permanently. As we have to take our bath every day, we have to wash ourselves every day. In the same way, we have to wash ourselves within. So meditation is the antarmana tapaha, as you can call it. But it's not such a tapaha. You don't have to go to Himalayas and sit there. You have to just do this meditation early in the morning. In the Sahaja Yoga system, I would say the best that is working out is in Germany and in Austria. These two. And also England, but not to that extent. I would say these two are working out the best. And thirdly, in Rome. They too have ashrams of the same kind. But for them, it is very important to achieve the heights of Sahaja Yoga. Absolutely, nothing is more important. Invariably, in all these ashrams, I have seen people get up at 4 o'clock. I also get up every day at 4. Then I may sleep later on, but at 4 o'clock I am up. They take their baths, get ready for the pujas, and then sit down and do about 5-10 minutes puja of the photograph, and then meditate. Then they go and have some breakfast or something. Then, when they come home from work, also they sit down together to meditate. That's the collective part of it. Or discuss whatever is to be done, about how are we to propagate Sahaja Yoga. They just talk about Sahaja Yoga. Or they decide what should be done, what is the best way to solve the problems of Sahaja Yoga. And then in the night before sleeping, invariably, all of them, one and all, even children before sleeping, soak their feet in the water, sit for meditation and sleep. But once you start getting up in the morning, you'll get the habit and then you sleep early. Then you can sleep early. Getting up in the morning really will help you for the whole day. So start this kind of a practice. You must meditate every day. And this is the reason why I find people, whenever I come, they're again caught up. Something gone wrong. This is wrong, that is wrong. They're caught up here and there. Why should you? Day by day you must rise. Day by day, you should be at a much higher state. And this new breeding has to come within us, that we are Sajogis. And we are not here only just to have good food and to have nice time or nice meetings, but we are here to become those unique personalities which are required to raise the humanity to a higher state. So you have to be now responsible for yourself. You have to look after yourself. And you have to tell yourself, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, please now behave yourself. Otherwise, Sahaja is lost to you. It's not going to help you much. We might increase in quantity, but quality-wise will be missing. And one attack of negativity can finish such a quantity that we think is too much. It has happened once. So now all of you must develop that dedication to yourself to find out what's your problem and how you have to correct it. If it is done every day, I can assure you, you will have no problem of any kind. Your thoughts will stop, your problems will be solved, and you'll have no catches at all, because you have washed them off. But if you leave them on your being, then they grow and they become big. So there should be no lethargy as far as meditation is concerned, but joyfully you'll start doing after some time. You won't be happy if you have not done it. But in the beginning, you will have to goad yourself and tell yourself that this body has to be cleaned. But more than that body, this mind and intellect, both of them are to be correct. To be an instrument of God, you have to be perfect. Perfect personality. Otherwise, we may not be able to communicate the message of Sahaja Yoga in the proper way. So our instrument has to be perfect to manifest Sahaja Yoga. If it is not, all the defects can have double effects. Like first, it will affect you. You can never feel the full advantage of Sahaja Yoga. And secondly, it will affect the people who will meet you. And gradually they'll find out there's something wrong with you. Some sort of a subdued madness, they'll say, this Sahaja Yoga is. Because I don't find anything great about this man. He's halfway here, halfway there. Once you start getting deeper into your being, you'll be amazed that you can develop such capacities that you will be amazed at yourself. Of course, there are blessings, there are miracles. But think of your own capacities. What are your capacities? All the time. It is not you should say, now I'm all right. You should not say that I am perfect. You should not say, now I'm a Sahaja Yogi. Never, never think like that. The moment you start thinking you are perfect, you are finished. When there is complete understanding of yourself and complete understanding of these vibrations, then only you can handle them properly. All this knowledge is for you. It's absolutely free, as you know, and all this mastery can be yours. So So today I have really thought of telling all of you that you have to develop the depth within yourself. And if you cannot develop that depth, then you are still a mediocre. So you are not achieving all this for your ego. You are achieving it because you are a seeker and now you have become a surgeon. So it is to be understood that it's not something like a advantage in money wise or something that I have to have a power, this, that. Because if you do not meditate, your attention will go to such things. So now what you have to do is to, at the very first shot when you get up in the morning, you first say that, let me see what is my responsibility as a surgeon. After some time you start enjoying it because it will give you such tremendous powers, such tremendous experiences. So, if you really do the antarmana, if you really see inside yourself, while meditating, you see yourself, your chakras and all that, and then you find out this introspection. Why am I like this? Just separate from yourself. See for yourself. Why am I like this? Why I did like this? Why do I think like this? Who am I? These questions, when answered, you will know all your worth, your value. I do not know how much I should stress, how much more is needed to stress the importance of meditation every day. Like these advertisements you see every day, they just go on bombarding on your head and buy this, buy that, buy. It acts. In the same way, you have to every day bombard yourself. Now, meditation, get to meditation, get to meditation. Then, in the same way, unless and until you cleanse yourself every day, you will not know what's wrong with you. I hope you'll pay full attention to what I've said. With full attention on your inner being, projecting out, like a witness to yourself. Now, at the end of the day, we should find out what good things I have done for Sadhu. Also, we can find out how I have been not up to the point in Sadhu. If it could be done, you find out how far I have gone with these powers to spread Sajoga, how far I can go. But the way, you see, you go on developing deep, and you will be amazed the deeper you go. You won't show off. You won't show off. To just emit. Like, now we are here to gain our spirituality, not to gain money, not to gain positions, powers, nothing. We are here to gain our spirituality, and in that spirituality it's all there. All the satisfaction, everything.
So before we continue, I can just add that in the initial years when I started Sahaja Yoga, there was a very fast growth because everything was a new experience. Uh, being sensitive to vibrations, feeling the cool breeze, and some deep experiences in meditation. But after a while, once that becomes the normal, then there is a sort of a plateauing of that growth. And I began to ask myself, now what? So, this speech was given to a lot of people who were advanced or who were doing Sahaja Yoga for many years. And some of you who've perhaps been doing this for a year or more may also start to identify with that state. So then the question was, what next? How do I go deeper? And of course, I had heard in many speeches about the importance of getting up early in the morning and meditating. The foot soak is extremely important. It is definitely recommended to do before going to bed at night because it cleanses our system. But while the foot soak is more for cleansing, the early morning meditation is more for growth, for deepening. So when you're able to do both early morning meditation and foot soak once a day, maybe late in the day, then that growth is sustained. And this is what I experienced once I started to get up early in the morning and meditate, which is quite recently actually. So I cannot overemphasize the importance of having this habit of meditating regularly. And it's of course sometimes we miss a meditation here and there, and that's totally fine. But overall, it's good to maintain that discipline of meditation. Now, as you probably know, the subtle system is reflected on our hands. We can feel each chakra on a specific finger or part of the palm. So the Bhavasagara is reflected around the palm, the circular region around the palm, not in the center. The center is the Sahasrara chakra, but this region all around it. So if you feel any tingling sensation, for instance, anywhere here, that's an indication of what we call as a catch, the Srimataji mentioned, a catch in the void, in the Bhavasagara. So the foot soak, in fact, is very helpful for clearing the Bhavasagara because it's the lower part of the subtle system. And the clockwise motion, the hand motion that we did around the abdomen also helps direct that energy to the Bhavasagara and clear some of these catches. So we'll continue to meditate now. We can keep our eyes closed. Bring our attention top of the head. And we can ask our own subtle energy, we can ask our own Kundalini. Mother, please bring me into the state of yoga. Please bring me into the state of oneness. Please make me connected with the whole. Let this limited being become one with the unlimited. We can repeat these words while bringing the right hand and pushing down on the center of the head with the center of the palm and slowly massaging it clockwise, stretching our fingers outward, bending the head forward slightly. Mother, please enlighten my Sahasrara Chakra. Let me feel that oneness with the divine, with the absolute reality. Let my awareness transcend this limited being and become one with the all. You can bring the hand down. Our attention at the top. We'll meditate silently for a few minutes, being in a state of witness, not reacting to any thought. If you do notice thoughts coming, just let it go by saying, not this, not this. Not attaching your awareness to any thought, but letting go. And being in that silence, silence of the spirit. We can bring the right hand a few inches over the head. See if you're able to feel a subtle flow. And see how high you're able to feel it. You can take your hand higher. Try with the left hand as well. We don't put any effort into meditation to get to this thoughtless state. But when we surrender, our own Kundalini brings us into that state. There is that innate intelligence. She knows how to balance which chakras to nourish.